understand?
Once the color Yahweh Shemeh Oshai Bashemaka Kodash, the understood the apostles of great millstone. Shalom to all the brothers in the IOM Bible preaching this word in sincerity and in truth with much honesty. And the brother Shapar.
Barakabash.
Yeah, one of the main things that the scriptures basically speak about in regards to the prophecies concerning the last days is a financial collapse. You know what I mean? And what we plan to do now, we plan for, not so much in depth, but we want to speak about some of the things that is going on now. You know what I mean? Which basically will trigger that financial collapse. You know what I mean? We're in a monetary system that I call fractional reserve banking, where money is bringing into existence via debt. You know what I mean? So there's a saying that I'm bring money from thin air. You know what I mean? So money that is not even real money.
Right.
Seeing is being created, man. Seeing and this have serious ramifications. You know, this type of a monetary system is not sustainable. It never was and it never will be. So it is certain that we're gonna have an economic collapse and perhaps a reset of the whole entire monetary system. If you can find an article upon the reset, brother, when we go through, we find an article upon it.
Right. Which the reset I got me in the kingdom, yo.
Yeah.
See, and them not going to be able to come up on the next side in this kingdom. See.
So look, we're gonna play a video. Well, I'll play a video first because in order to drive this system of debt, basically bringing money into existence, basically you're gonna need a way or why people are you need a way to get people for constantly spending.
Right.
Because that's how the economy stay alive. You know what I mean? Consumerism, basically. People keep spending, buying things that they don't need.
Right.
You know what I mean? So having people buying things that they don't need, seeing trigger credit. You know what I mean? Because people, especially the lower class people, don't have money like that at their disposal. So you have a credit system where basically you can go and get a credit card based off of certain ratings, you know, or whatsoever. Or you take out a house and a mortgage on a house, you know what I mean? So that's how money get brought into the system, because people taking out credits, you know what I mean?
Right. It's a credit-based system.
Yeah, so this is how the banks function. The banks function based off of the fact that people come and borrow money. That's how new money come in. A fraction of a certain deposit come into existence, man, as money. The majority of it stay as digital money. So that's how money is created, you know what I mean? And it's fueled by consumerism, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna play the video of consumerism. Well, on the brother, I'm gonna get that thing here, turn on the thing, and then we just go through the scriptures afterward.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
So I say, what is consumerism? See, in some of the split.
The average U.S. person now consumes twice as much as they did 50 years ago. Ask your grandma. In her day, stewardship and resourcefulness and thrift were valued. So how did this happen? Shortly after World War II, these guys were figuring out how to ramp up the economy. Retailing analyst Victor LeBeau articulated the solution that's become the norm for the whole system. He said, our enormously productive economy demands that we make consumption our way of life, that we convert the buying and use of goods into rituals, that we seek our spiritual satisfaction, our ego satisfaction in consumption. We need things consumed, burned up, replaced, and discarded at an ever-accelerating rate. Advertisements and media in general plays a big role in this. Each of us in the U.S. is targeted with over 3,000 advertisements a day. We see more advertisements in 1 year than people 50 years ago saw in a lifetime. And if you think about it, what's the point of an ad except to make us unhappy with what we have? So 3,000 times a day, we're told our hair is wrong, our skin is wrong, our clothes are wrong, our furniture is wrong, our car is wrong, we are wrong, but it can all be made right if we just go shopping.
Yeah, and that's basically the type of world we're living in now. You know, you have people basically because of their pride, seeing all out to get everything that come, like every iPhone that come out. You know, every year a new iPhone, every year a new this, every year a new that. You know what I mean? You keep spending, man. You know what I mean? Fashion. You know what I mean? You know, whatsoever technology you want. You know what I mean? It constantly be pushing your face because they need this what do you call it, exponential growth to continue, man. Since this is how the market go, depending on it to constantly go up. You know what I mean? That's why the debt keep climbing up. You know what I mean? You have countries right now riddled in debt. You know what I mean? And it's all start. One of the main one of the main place on the earth right now that fuel that consumerism is America, man. I don't know if your brother can find Revelation. No man buy the merchandise anymore.
Can't you, man?
Yeah.
I think I 18, I think.
Yeah. See, because America is the trade capital of the world, man. See, you have the Adventist, you have the Adventist Christian, those Christians from the Adventist church say it's Vatican City. I don't know how them get that. You know, it's so stupid. It's stupid for even say that. You know what I mean? But America is the place of trade, man.
Right.
That's the reason why you have Wall Street there. You know what I mean? Hey, look, man. See?
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Revelation 18, I will start at verse 9.
Right.
It said, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Which is speaking about Mystery Babylon.
Right.
You know what I mean? That basically is a place of commerce, man. You know what I mean? And as you can see, in the reality that we live in now, America representing that place of commerce. Yeah, you have China rapidly coming up behind, but you know, America is that main place that all the goods them of the world is being shipped to and shipped from. You know what I mean? So I can't tell brother.
It says, standing afar off for fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Right.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth her merchandise anymore. Okay, so
this place is a place where basically deal a lot of what you call it, merchant deal with them. You know what I mean? They have ships coming in into the ports. You know what I mean? Daily containers being offload, unloaded. You know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah.
If we can say this, America one of the largest import markets in the world, yo. See?
Yeah, we can type in them information on it, just for us edification sake. You know what I mean?
See if we can get it. Largest importer.
It's importer right there.
Oh, let me see there. Fix it there. Alright, see there? See the rank?
Yeah.
Right, so he said the number one country, largest importers, the United States, yo. And right behind them, China. See? So the US is the country that most countries do business with, yo.
Gone. See, so to be 100% accurate in the scriptures, you know what I mean, you'd have America as that Mystery Babylon, man.
Right.
Yeah, go on.
Right. So verse 12, it said the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and thin wood and all manner of ivory and all manner of vessels and precious wood and brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and souls of men.
Right. So America basically is the place of consumerism, man. You know what I mean? That's why even out Jamaica, if anything you're buying, basically if you buy anything, mainly it's from America who buy it from, man. You know what I mean? And even if you buy something from China, you go to America first before you come to Jamaica, man. You know what I mean? So hey, America is that place where people keep buying shit. And as I say, to buy things like the reason why this machinery of buying things have to continue is that it can generate new debt that the economy continuously function.
Right.
You know what I mean? You need to have some form of liquidity, meaning you're turning assets or commodities into cash. You know what I mean? Or vice versa, cash to commodity into cash. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that form of liquidity is what drive the economy to continue. You know what I mean? So if you have people not spending, people not paying their debts, you know what I mean? What really happened? You have like what happened in 2008, like the housing bubble, where a chain in the link, basically in the whole scheme, because it's like was a Ponzi scheme. You know what I mean? One key chain of the link, or the weaker part of the link, break the whole thing. It was the regular man, family, who own the house, will stop pay the mortgage. You know what I mean? So all of the mortgage been going around to all them different owners, being traded to different owners. Anybody will end up with it because the money not pay, they end up in a problem, man. You know what I mean? So, and the same thing gonna happen on a higher level, seeing and in this collapse. You know what I mean? Because you have the bond markets and other markets out there basically is on a larger scale where basically cover like a nation debt.
Cover the entire world, yo.
Yeah, you know, I'm not for the whole world debt. You know what I mean? It's being traded around as government bonds.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that market basically is a threat right now because of the yields going up.
Especially America,
you know what
American
I mean?
bonds.
So them start to appear now as risky asset. You know what I mean? So you know in the terms of inflation and all them things, you know, because when it start come to the forefront of the mind that these nations, all the debt with them acquire, them have the inability to pay the debt, you know what I mean? Automatically inflation are gonna set in, man.
Right.
And when inflation set in, interest rate have to go rise in order to balance that out, you know what I mean? And if interest rate rise, you know what the hell is coming next, man. You know? So the thing is, hey, look, man, you have many analysts telling you what's gonna happen. See in such a scenarios, and guess what? We ever since December, seeing coming down the line, them say the markets officially enter into a bear market.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we begin to see the certain bird pains concerning the economy again. Seeing so, you have many talks been saying that the economy is going into a new recession right now. You know what I mean? So this recession basically gonna be greater than the one 2008 because before we go into the recession part of the thing, brother, bring out the debt.
Global debt.
No, the debt scripture for
Debt
first.
scripture.
Yeah.
Micah, you want to want?
Yeah.
Alright, Micah 6 and verse 11. Let me start at verse 10. It said,
Alright.
Are there yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked,
Right.
and the scant measure that is abominable?
Right. Because this is what happened now. These men creating fiat currencies, man,
Right.
all across the world. And mainly in America, the American dollar, seeing, is the biggest culprit because them say, look, we can print any amount of money, you know what I mean,
Right.
to pay our debt. So America right now have dollar denominated assets dealing with freedom debt, and them keep running the press. Now you have the QEs them will take place, bailing out all them companies that basically involved in the foolishness in 2008, them bail them out. You know what I mean? With these stimulus packages and continuously bring more money in existence based off of debt, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So as according to what scripture say, is a what?
Scant measure that
It's
is abominable.
It's a scant measure that is abominable. It's not even real money, man. Yeah?
It says, Shall I count them pure with the wicked balances,
Right.
and with the bag of deceitful weights?
It's a bag of deceitful weights, man. It's not real money.
Gone.
You know what I mean? And that's the reason why it's not sustainable. That's the reason why it is bound for a collapse. All them Edomites you see here on the markets, all them anticipating a collapse, man.
Right.
They may not can tell you when, but they know that what goes up must come down. You inflate a bubble, it must burst, man. And we have bubbles all over the place, man. Bubble here, bubble there. We have some we have some very great bubble. You know what I mean?
Much bigger than the housing bubble.
Yeah, you know.
So that nobody can bite out, yo.
And the time is coming where they're gonna burst, man. The scripture tell her exactly what's gonna happen, man. Yeah, go
on. He said, for the rich men thereof are full of violence.
Right.
And the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth.
Because everybody want to get rich based off of using a lie, man. Which is this money. Because what the elite do ultimately, brother discussed it earlier, what the elite do basically, seeing, what them do is basically use something real in order to generate or create something fake, you know what I mean, that them can put people in debt, you know what I mean, that people can default.
And then get real.
Like nations can default, you know what I mean? The whole dynamic of different nations, the dynamics within the nations basically default all the way up to government level, you know what I mean? That the person who you're indebted to can own everything. And that's what the elite do, man. They're gonna own countries with people. And that's all the reason why they're gonna put a mark on everybody, because they're gonna mark what is theirs. They're going to brand what is theirs. See, and all these defaults so you're gonna see are gonna happen worldwide in this financial collapse. The elite is gonna acquire all these resources and all these property resources whatsoever. You know what I mean? Whatever it be human resources, cattle, minerals from the earth, whatsoever, iron whatsoever. These men are gonna own everything. And under the sustainable development goals, that are one of the goals. Through the UN, them are gonna own everything, man.
Right.
Yeah?
Alright, so Habakkuk 2 and verse 6, he said, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Right, so look, and you have the Americans basically constantly running the money press, man. See, and when they go to the word clay,
but yet, it says weight of pledges, heavy debts.
Every debt, which is what? Financial debt, man. You know what I mean? So these men constantly running the money press, constantly bringing money into existence. You know what I mean? Flooding the world with US denominated assets. You know what I mean? So look, man. See, in the time I'll come, look on the American debt clock, my brother.
US debt clock, I think that's 21 trillion there. Yep, 21.9 trillion. Is the US national debt.
Yeah, and the thing is, the question is now, if the US should default on this debt, you know what I mean? Who is gonna stand for this debt, man? And if the US default on debt, every other nation is gonna get a blow, man. If the American economy go down, the whole world economy going down. You know what I mean? And you have bondholders, you have other nations where basically are bondholders of the US debt, man. You know what I mean? And the more get caught holding, somebody will get caught holding the US debt. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be the loser, man. Anybody that get caught holding the US debt, when this thing go down, is gonna end up at the end of a shitty stick, man. That's what's gonna happen, man. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be pretty, man. Watch it, 21 trillion in debt.
Almost 22.
And climbing. You know what I mean? And not only US, they have other nations, China, the whole of them, all of them in debt, man.
Alright, yeah?
Go on.
Alright, this is from Bloomberg Opinion, and it was posted September 13, 2018. 250 trillion in debt, the world's post-Lehman legacy. Alright, so it's in many ways, all the talk about global central banks begin a great unwind of their extraordinary monetary stimulus is positively quaint. After all, how can officials from the Federal Reserve to the Bank of China Bank of Japan, Salakia, even pretend to know how to reverse what they've done over the past decade? I'm speaking specifically about propping up financial markets with easy money and allowing the world's debt burden to balloon to almost 250 trillion.
Hey, this is a crisis level type. It's a crisis level type shit, man.
Right.
See? it gets scary because guess what? Look, man, you see the higher you go, you see me? Seeing, yeah, the drop hot and hard, I mean, you'll die.
Right.
If you drop from 5 feet or 6 feet, even 10 feet, me live.
Jamaicans say the
Yeah.
higher monkey climb, the harder and drop.
Yeah, if you
Yes,
drop,
yeah.
if you drop from, hey, I went in the up high is a scary shit.
Right.
And guess what? Everything is all up in the air, man.
Can.
See, and it's gonna come crashing down. You know what I mean?
And this is just global debt if you're counting derivatives.
Can.
Right. So this article is from Gold Silver. Right. It say the global debt bomb, debt plus derivatives is over $1 quadrillion. That's 1,000 trillion dollars, yo.
More than even all the assets on the planet, man.
Right. It's about 15 times the GDP of the world. Right. So it's 15 times more money than the world can produce, yo.
Where that money will come from? Mars? See?
Right.
Somewhere out of space?
It said the global debt to GDP ratio is about 318%, a dangerously high level, especially if interest rates start to rise.
And we're gonna start to see interest rates rise, man. See? Hey, what do you call that? Catch 21?
Catch 22.
Catch 22. Yeah, it's either or either, man.
There's no way out, yo.
No way out. See, because the Lord, this is what the Lord doing, man. The Lord basically trapping these Edomites up, man. See? It's mathematically impossible to do certain things, man. And he's not doing the equation right. In trying to cheat the game. You know what I mean? With numbers, man. You can't cheat the game with numbers, man. You know what I mean?
Hey,
you're getting up with incorrect answers, man. And guess what? That's what's going on now. You're gonna get a result at the end of the day that is an error. And once it be an error, seeing that's your ass, man. It's not sustainable. You know what I mean? When you do measurement, if it's a millimeter off, man, seeing it can cause a problem for everything. You know what I mean? And his side is off with his economics, man. And that's why it's gonna fail.
Right.
Yeah?
Right, this is James chapter 5 verse 1. Go to know ye rich men, weep and howl for the miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is conquered. Right, because unreal gold, anything real gold and silver they must spend, yo.
Hey, hey, you have a lot of paper gold on the market, man. You know what I mean? Being traded. Gold when it even exists, being traded in papers, man. And people think that they have gold.
And not just that. The paper itself I get traded, and also the futures of the papers I get traded.
Yeah.
It's crazy, yo.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Gambling left and right.
Gambling, yo.
You know what I mean?
And the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped together treasure for the last days.
Right? So all these men are trying to get rich on Wall Street. A lot of you, just like in the Great Depression, a lot of you commit suicide, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you realize, all we have just gone down the drain, because that's what happened in a blink of an eye, man. Yeah, you remember the 2008, how quick everything happened?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how the economy will keep crumbling down. You have people with their hands on their head, like in a 2008, you see them have their man on their head.
And the government not going to do it for bail them out, because the governments themselves.
The government themselves in debt, man. They have the bonds, them basically. Them never can meet them obligations, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just like Venezuela, because Venezuela basically what Venezuela did the other day is trying to print money to pay off its debt. You know what I mean? And you have hyperinflation over there down in Venezuela. You can look at, and you have other nations going down the same way. You have Argentina now in a problem, just the same way. So all them nations there with them sovereign debt, you know what I mean? It seems as if these nations cannot, it starts to appear like these nations cannot meet them debt obligations, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? America can't meet them debt obligations neither, but them have the petrodollar, the world reserve currency, and the military for back up for them shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the chickens are coming to roost with America mental. When America go down, everybody is going down. But you have other countries going down right now. Venezuela was one of the richest countries in South America, man. Just behind America, man. You know what I mean? And now what happened to Venezuela? Venezuela, I've seen hyperinflation. I can type it in, brother. You know? Venezuela hyperinflation. And you have other countries across the world seeing signs now of going into hyperinflation because them can't meet up to them debt obligations, man.
Right.
Yeah.
This from Forbes. It was posted October 23rd. Venezuela's hyperinflation 24 months and counting.
God.
It said Venezuela is suffering from the ravages of hyperinflation. Alas, the word hyperinflation is thrown around carelessly and misused frequently in the financial press. Indeed, the debasement of language in the popular press has gone to such length that the word hyperinflation has almost lost its meaning. It says, so what is the meaning of this often misused word? The convention adopted in the scientific literature is to classify an inflation as hyperinflation if the monthly inflation rate exceeds 50%. This definition was adopted in 1956. Let me see if we can find something.
Yeah.
All right, so just what is Venezuela's inflation rate? Today, the annual inflation rate is 6,324%, and the monthly rate is 94%. Right?
It's above hyperinflation.
Far above hyperinflation, yo.
Yeah, and this is gonna happen in every major country and even smaller countries in the world, man.
Right.
You have out in Jamaica, you have Jamaica government seeing piling up debt, man. Seeing and what must set up infrastructure for the people. Hey, that's what Hugo Chavez did. You know what I mean? He was he have a program for the people basically where he spend a whole lot of money on the people. You know what I mean? And put Venezuela in a whole heap of debt, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Setting up infrastructure for the people or whatsoever. You know what I mean? And not balancing the books. And that's what even happening here out here in Jamaica now. You have this politician building unnecessary roads.
Right.
Basically. Infrastructures where basically we don't say, oh, them are gonna make no form of money in it at all to cover for the debt that China is putting them in. And China has been putting other nations in debt worldwide, especially in Africa, and basically people defaulting on the debt over there. You know what I mean? And Jamaica, guess what, man? Jamaica, all them debt been piling up. Jamaica is gonna default just like every other country, and you're gonna have hyperinflation and Jamaica trying to print money to pay its debt, man.
Jamaica can't that.
Okay.
Right? It's a Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 15. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
And we in that period, man.
Right?
We're in that period, man. See, so you think this thing is a joke? Venezuela was one of them who used to sell Jamaica oil at a cheap rate.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right now, Jamaica is about to acquire Petrojam. Seeing because the Venezuela can't meet them
obligations.
Obligations. You know what I mean?
See? So a day of the trumpet, an alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men,
right,
that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as a dung.
Right.
Neither shall their silver nor their gold be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy.
Hey, as the read the part about silver and gold, Venezuela right now, seeing have a gold reserve, man. Seeing them have a gold reserve, and not only that, when Obama was in power, seeing Obama our thing there. If it's not Obama, it was Bush. When Hugo Chavez, seeing Hugo Chavez asked back for Venezuela gold that America was holding, man, and not only Venezuela was asking back for their gold. Seeing Germany was also asking back for their gold. By 2017, them they said them need to get back them gold, man.
And I doubt them get it back.
You know what I mean? So the thing is, America was selling gold with tungsten. You know what I mean? Gold plated tungsten return. And so showing that there are a bunch of thieves, man. But to show you that Venezuela have a gold reserve. Them have oil. Seeing which is them say how much trillion? They must say one of the oil belt with the Venezuela have a couple trillion barrel of oil, man. About a few trillion barrels of oil right there in Venezuela at one of the oil pit there, man. You know what I mean? And Venezuela is in a hyperinflation now where people basically now have to eat out a garbage pan, man.
Right.
Seeing you are famine down there. You know what I mean? People can't meet them basic daily needs. You know what I mean? regardless of what the resources that them have, all this will happen to them, man. See, and guess what? Across the world, now you have countries that are poorer than Venezuela, and they will go through the same thing, man. You know what I mean? Because the financial system is not right, and the books were cooked. You know, and numbers were manipulated. See, and what's supposed to really happen, see, it now I got to start showing face, the ugly face, man.
Right.
See, and now got pretty. Go on, bro.
Neither their gold nor their silver shall be able to deliver them in the day of the last wrath.
God.
But the whole earth shall be devoured by the fire of its jealousy.
Right, because nuclear war is gonna come in, because you have nations gonna blame other nations for all this to happen, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
And you have nations been blaming the US right now. Now you have certain nations that basically say US depend one of them the number 2. European so-called American allies now are saying that America is one of them greatest enemy along with Russia. You know what I mean? So you can see the division being taking place now. Say these bombs is gonna be fired, man, on the earth, man. See? And you have nations that gonna blame other nations for whatsoever predicament they might go in. Seeing with this money, eh? You see, you ramp with a man money. One thing you're not supposed to ramp, 2 things you're not supposed to ramp with. A man money and him girl. You see me? And you have other nations fucking up and messing up other nations' money, man. Saying, say, what you expect are gonna happen on the earth, man? All the military moves across the earth. What do you think it's all about? It's about trading and who have power over trading on the earth, man.
And resources.
Who control the markets, you know what I mean? Who dominate the markets, man. That's the reason why. And the resources, the energy resources on the earth, man.
Right.
See? That's what the competition is about. You know what I mean? A man gonna play dirty. Right. You know what I mean? That's what coming, man. Man is gonna play dirty. And World War III is coming. Yeah?
Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath,
right?
But righteousness delivered from death.
Right. See, hey, look, man. That's why we choose the path of righteousness. We not try edge the market. You know what I mean? We not try, get rich. Seeing alpha Esau market right now. You know what I mean? Buy up gold and silver and all them. No, we're not depend on that right now. You know, enough to sustain with. You know what I mean? Through the days to come. And the main sustenance is what? The Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, man. That's what's going to deliver us through the day that is coming, man. Because it's not going to be nice, yeah. Right?
So Proverbs 11:26, it said, he that trusteth in his riches shall fall,
God.
But the righteous shall flourish as a branch.
God.
Right?
God.
All these nations trust in them riches, yo.
And if you believe our economy cannot fail, it happened a couple of times in the past, man. And even in the Bible tell you that Egypt money failed.
Right.
Back then. And the modern Egypt money is going to fail today again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Seeing, I have many scriptures that show you that the money is going to fail. You like Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes. Precept from the Ecclesiastes. So tell you that the doors shall be shut in the street.
Doors shall be shut in the street.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes. Alright, so Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 3, it said, in the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble,
right,
and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Alright, because this is when the thing coming grinding down to a halt, man, because what happened now, liquidity is drying up. That you have many talks basically out there, so liquidity is drying up, man. You know what I mean? So you have a great slowdown in the economy, man. You know what I mean? You got people not buying it because what they want for this is to stimulate public confidence, man, that people can go out and buy more things. You know what I mean? But how much people can buy? You know what I mean? And people sky high in debt, man. You have all different bubble. You know, you have the college debt bubble all over the place. So much in people who owe much in loan can't pay them off. You know what I mean? So them thing how you grind the thing to a halt, just like in 2008, man. You're seeing people are gonna lose a lot of jobs. You have companies that get shut down. You know what I mean? Because seeing them investment basically, them are gonna lose out on them investment in a certain commodities. You have certain backlog with certain stocks. I take place in that about in the Nvidia the other day, the card that them released last year. Seeing them they create a surplus amount of card and now some of them return back to them and them have them in them inventory and them can't sell them, man. Them not get them sell. You know what I mean? So you have companies losing based off of the overproduction of certain things, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So guess what? Seeing you have companies shutting down, downsizing, laying off people. You know what I mean? Doors are shut in on the street, man, and you have people. It got it. It got it. See? For it got it. Major, man. You got one domino cause all the other dominoes to fall, man. You gotta have them social services, the government services, them will basically the government hate them or cut off, man. You know what I mean? Section 8, welfare, WIC, or whatsoever. All them things are cut off, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? See, it's a be a gloomy day, man, and that's what's coming, man. The doors are gonna shut in the street, no jobs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Venezuela style.
Verse 4, it said, and the door shall be shut in the streets
Right.
when the sound of the grinding is low.
Right.
And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
So the early morning commute, you know what I mean? Turn on the TV and to be entertained and the radio to be entertained. All them things that are cut off, man. You know, them have electricity. You know, in Venezuela, them said I have frequent power outage, man. Like they must cut off electricity for a certain period of time because them can't maintain the plants them for a run straight, man. So hey, in America things are gonna be bad. No electricity. See, where I wake up to? You gotta wake up to the what? The voice of the birds, man. Nature, you gotta hear. You know, car up and down. You know what I mean? Early morning commute, you never hear that.
And soon after that, they wake up to wailing.
You know what I mean? People screaming out. Right,
exactly.
They're screaming out for help and them thing. Them are being murdered. You know what I mean? Being killed. Yeah? What?
Proverbs 22 verse 16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches,
Right.
and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want.
Right, because hey, even them stimulus, you see them when them are put in the economy is not for the regular man. It's to prop up them friends, man.
Mm-hmm.
To enrich them friends. You know what I mean? See? So hey, all these men you see are enrich them one another. Seeing all of that are come to naught, man. Seeing all that come to naught because the Lord Yahweh Shemashai are gonna take this planet by force, man.
Gone.
You know what I mean? He's coming back with righteousness to make war, man, as the scripture said. Yeah? And these men are gonna try to hide in them dens and them rock and them caves, and the Lord are gonna pull them out, man. You know what I mean? He said, I'm gonna set them on and them and I'm gonna take them out. See, so these men, regardless, when them store up all them treasures, when them store up like them gold and all them silvers, we don't talk about what is on the market, because what is on the market is not even real. The real assets them. See? You say when them get them together, get it for who? The righteous men. We are the ones who's gonna obtain all these things where these men gather, where them hoard up. You know what I mean? You see them all doing them must say the Rothschild have much in gold in them vault that basically them not even know what to tell you how much them have. You know what I mean? But all that gold are gonna be ours, man. You know what I mean? Very soon. Yeah? Huh? More preset, right?
Right. No, I have anything else after this. I have anything specific you want me with?
Yeah, well,
yeah, one next one I say, gather silver for the
yeah,
for the poor.
yeah.
Not Jobina. Numbers to Kings, Proverbs to Joel. Job. Alright, gone. This is Job chapter 27. Let me start at verse 16. It said, though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay,
Right.
he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on,
Right.
and the innocent shall divide the silver.
Yeah, as you say, look, man, we gonna get all them riches where you see them a hoard, man.
Right.
Where them a hoard up, man.
Okay.
See? Where them use this fake monetary system to attain, man. And that's what them do. You know what I mean? Them use it to trick people out of the real things. You know what I mean? With the process of death. That's what they do. Seeing? A bunch of thieves. Scammers, man. And then I'm having nerve to call other people scammers. You are the real scammers, man.
Right.
Ponzi scheme. But anyway, seeing, hey, that's what I really want to bring up for now. Maybe we can do a part 2 another time. You know what I mean? We basically go more in depth in what's going on in the economy. You have the brother Rockwire come and the brother Ariella. Seeing up the algorithm basically, you know, give you the broad overview of the whole thing. You know what I mean? So hey, this thing is coming, man. And very soon this economy will go belly up, man. Them can't keep it. Them can't keep it. Them can't keep pushing, kicking the can down the road and keep shooting up with more more steroids. You have a documentary named Overdose. Yeah, the economy is the point now of having an overdose, man. And I get an overdose, you do what? You die. You know what I mean? So the bubble is about to be pricked or burst, man. And when this happens, the world economy is going down, man. And many of these prophecies is gonna be rolled out. You know what I mean? And you people, man, like the mark of the beast, the chip. Because, hey, they're gonna try to put a fix to the problem with the solution, which is gonna be the chip, man. So with that we say, Kalalali, how about Shema Shai, Bashem Raka, Kodash, to be honest to the apostles of great millstone, Shalom to all the brothers in the Island Barry preaching this word in sincerity and in truth with much honesty. Shalom.
Shalom.